Hello, yes, that's right. It's Joe here for Joyrider TV, and today I'm here with Ben Wells, president of the Formula Wave Class Association, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to learn a bit more about what is a Formula Wave. So, Ben, can you just run us through why the Formula Wave was formed in the first place?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the Formula Wave class was really born out of a used to be called the International Wave Class Association that went way back into, even in the 90s and early 2000s. That class had kind of fallen apart, and they really weren't active anymore. There's a group of us who saw an opportunity to really revitalize it and add some new life into it. So, we took what that foundation was, but we've made some changes and kind of done what we'll call a rebrand and created the Formula Wave class. And built on some things that were started there, built on some things that have happened with the Hobie class and the Wave sailboat already, and really gone forward with that, trying to build something new, exciting and accessible for what we believe is, a lot of people. I mean, we really think anybody, and I know that's a simple answer, but the Wave is an easy boat to sail. It's pretty forgiving, so we really believe a brand new sailor could step on a wave and understand how to sail it pretty much from day one. For people who are maybe in the middle of their sailing careers, when we have large fleets, we still think it's really fun for them because you have a large fleet of boats to sail against. I think sometimes the Wave gets viewed as not as fast as maybe other boats on the water, but when you have a large fleet, I don't know that matters. I think it's still competitive racing. But we also see folks who might be getting older or later in their sailing careers, and sailors who may have been active on F-18s or Hobie 20s or boats that maybe require a little more effort. And when we see those sailors who maybe are thinking, gosh, it's getting harder and harder to sail my F-18, but I want to keep sailing, we think this is a great boat to transition to, where there's an active fleet, there's competitive racing, and maybe you don't have all the effort you need for some of those larger boats. These boats are really easy to maintain. They tear apart really quickly and easy. When we trailer a boat to regatta, for the most part, we can be on the water within 20 or 30 minutes of showing up and the boat off the trailer. So we think that's really nice. And again, it's just a pretty simple boat, easy to maintain, and that's definitely a benefit, absolutely.
I think the big question is, what are the key differences with the Formula Wave to like the standard Wave? If you bought a Wave from Hobie Cat, what would be the changes or upgrades that would be made?
That's a really great question, and fundamentally, there's really not a lot of differences. It's still the same boat that's coming off the factory line. I think one of the things that are hallmark differences when we talk about the Formula Wave class, and it's really the way that we've designed our rules, and that's taking some precedence from maybe an F-16 or an F-18 class, where instead of saying, we have to have these certain pieces and these certain parts on the boat, we're going to go to more of a box rule. So, as an example, if we look at this boat right here, this sail is not a Hobie factory sail. It's made by Mariner Sails. We also know that there's other manufacturers out there like Sure Sails or Whirlwind Sails or North Sails. And at this competition we have here, we see all those on the water. And really the thought process was being inclusive. So we want any sailor to be able to have a boat, and basically whatever they have on their boat, as long as it fits within the box or fits within the formula, they can show up to an event and be ready to go on day one. They don't need to buy something new. They don't need to, put a bunch of money into their boat to make it competitive as anybody else. As long as you're in the box, every sailor should be on that same level. And so now aftermarket trampolines or, various parts on the boat, you can swap out to whatever your preference is, whatever your sailing style is. And, that way you're sailing the boat the way that you want it. But really the inclusion, I think, is the biggest benefit to the way we set up the Formula Wave class.
The one thing that I wasn't sure about coming into the event was, are the boats going to, because I think a standard Wave, if you bought it from Hobie, wouldn't have a tiller extension.
Right, correct. They don't have a tiller extension. Obviously, everybody seems to put them on there. They're pretty popular, and that's just an upgrade you can make. Again, it's one of those things where if somebody goes out and buys a used boat that's from 2002 and it's set up with a tiller extension and whatever sail, as long as it measures in, you're welcome and welcome to come sail with us.
There's a lot of different styles of rudder blade on show as well.
That's right. Yeah. Hobie Waves, they have evolved through the years. Right now, the stock boats that are coming out have the Easy Lock rudders, which is a simple pull down system, and they're more of a plastic style rudder. A lot of the older waves, they'll use a rudder system that you might find like on a Hobie 17 that has more of the castings, and you'll see sailors putting EPO rudders on those. That's all allowed. Again, it's all in our rules that you can do that. Even with the new waves, you can swap out to the older rudder system if you prefer that. So again, it's kind of sailor preference on what you feel is going to be most advantageous for you. If you have a certain sailing style you want to adhere to, our sailors are welcome to do that.
Yeah, nice. And I have noticed that here in the States, there are quite a few sailors who perhaps they sail a Hobie 18 normally, but they have joined the Formula Wave class to get the big numbers in the competition, and they'll take their rudders off the 18, put it on the Wave, just so they've got that nice crisper feeling on the helm.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think sailors who do that, they're probably used to their rudder system already. They probably have things tightened up and tuned in. So if it just works from boat to boat, I think that makes it comfortable for them. And it might be one less part to buy for a second boat.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
And finally, Ben, how long has the Formula Wave class been going?
Yeah, so in terms of when we think of other sailing classes, we're relatively new. We were formed in late 2017, and really 2018 was our first full year as an active class. We're registered with US Sailing now as a certified one design class and everything, but we've been growing ever since 2018. I think we have a good team of people who are putting a lot of effort into talking about the Wave, promoting the Wave, and our numbers prove it. At this event here for the US Sailing Multi-Hull Championship, we have, I think, 85 boats that are competing on the water, which is, I think, by far the largest US Sailing Multi-Hull Championship, at least in the last 20 years, if not ever.
Wow.
So when we see those kinds of numbers, I think it validates the effort we're putting into what we're doing, and it shows that the Wave really is a viable and potentially very strong racing class.
Yeah. And I can tell you it is a really strong racing class. It's not like you get on a Wave having done a lot of other catamarans and suddenly you're at the front of the fleet. You have to learn the Wave.
Yeah, they're just like any boat. It has its own quirks. There are certain skill sets you have to learn how to do, and there's a learning curve just like any boat. Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much, Ben. Great to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
And
appreciate it. Thank you. You too.
In the following days.
Absolutely.
All right. So there you go. I think that is a good introduction to what is a Formula Wave. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon with some more on Joyrider TV.